Hello fellow Rotarians, and welcome to the new member overview of the Fallbrook Rotary website. This is Jeff Johnson. I'm the webmaster for the site, and I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview, just enough information to let you be dangerous and get around and find things. So fundamentally, the first thing you have to remember, and one of the key pieces of information, is the name of the Rotary website. So if you just start out typing the word Fallbrook and then Rotary, and we're a .org, so that's the Rotary website name, and it will take you to the opening position of our website. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview of the front page without going into too much detail. Just so you're aware of what's there, and you can explore on your own to find out the details of this. So first of all, there's a menu right here at the top of the page, just below the pretty pictures of the Fallbrook area. And you can go into any of these sub-pages and read more about our site. Quick look down through the items on the front page. We have some information about where we meet, and this is all pretty much available to the general public. We have our upcoming speakers section, a little bit about recent events. We also list a number of upcoming events that Rotarians are involved with in the local area, pretty much, as well as our district training events, the ones that are of most interest to the club. I don't want to overlook the long list of photo albums, so you can see a lot of our current members in past years having fun and participating in activities. We have some news and some stories. There also are links to other Rotary websites in the vicinity, as well as some links to the district site, and I'll show you some others as well in a little bit. Okay, I do want to delve into one thing that's particularly of interest to new members, and that is the About Our Club subpage. So I'm going to click into that, and you can here read some things about our club, which includes the object of Rotary and the four-way test. So this is a good reference. You'll hear a lot about the four-way test as time goes on, and you can just review it here periodically if you're a little fuzzy about what it means. We also have a Rotary Code of Conduct, which is an important thing to keep in mind as you conduct your normal business life. And I do want to point out the ABCs of our club. Now, this is something I've kind of collected since I've been a new member, and it's just sort of a hint about things that may not be the official rules of Rotary or the official policies, but it's sort of the things people expect you to do. All right, now I'm going to go back to the opening home page. And I should mention that this is the lead-in page for connecting to a number of other websites that are all Rotary related. And this page, as I mentioned, is available to the general public. So it's more or less a PR page. It's a come join our team page, and also a little bit about the things we do. There is, however, also a member private page, which you can access by logging in. And you'll notice up in the upper right corner here, there's a member login option. And I'm going to click that. And I'm going to log in as Pat McDougall today because I want to give you the view of the page that would normally be for a regular member. Since I'm a webmaster, I have certain privileges that won't show up normally, and I don't want to advertise those and confuse people. All right, so just as a general comment, when you have your name configured in as a login, it usually will be in this format, which is your first and last name followed by the digits 9382. And you'll notice up here in the URL, 9382 is our club sequence number. And we use this because this login will also apply to the district site. So that way they can keep track of where people are coming from and avoid duplication of names. Then your password, and if you haven't been given a password, the first thing you should do is retrieve it. And your name will be configured in our database very quickly after you're a new member. And we will have your email address as part of that initial survey. So when you do this retrieving, you can go here and specify your name and your current email address, which should match what's in the it's in our database, and then submit this, and that will cause your password to be sent to your email address. And once you've retrieved that password, you can log in here. All right, I'm going to go back to Pat McDougall, 9382, and I'll enter her password. Pat's allowing me to use her account, so I know her password. Generally, there's no reason for you to share passwords with anybody else other than something strange like what I'm doing. Okay, first thing to note about this site is actually called the Club Runner site, and it's private information for members of the Fallbrook Rotary Club only. And so everything in here is private information to the club members, and there's a wide variety of menus in here, but many of those items are for use by club officers or senior members of staff or whatever. And the general members basically have this menu right here called the My Club Runner menu. And I'll just go through a few of these items quickly, not touching on every one, but the first thing you should be aware of is you have Edit My Profile. Now when you first go into this, you will note that some information has been collected, and there'll be other information that you need to fill in as a new Rotarian. You can read down through this information, but what you probably want to do is use this Edit button and fill in any missing pieces of information of your personal information. Then notice also there are other tabs up here which might be of interest to you looking through, but I'm not going to do that right now. Then to go back to that opening menu, we always select the Admin button and Admin below it. So this is a main menu and a sub-menu, and it gets us back to this opening menu. If you want to change your password after you've already set it, you can do it right here. I'd encourage everyone to upload a photo of yourself. This is a head and shoulders photo. If you don't have one of those, don't worry. The club photographer, one of the club photographers, will probably track you down after a few weeks and try to snap one of you while you're at a meeting. And then we'll upload it here. In the other menu items, I won't go through these all, but we should point out that there is one called New Member Activities, My New Member Activities, and you've probably heard about this as you're a Red Badger. And you can go in here and observe the record. And Pat is not a new member, but I can cause the list of things to appear here. And these are the items that you're encouraged to do in the first maybe half a year that you're a member, so that you can have the experience of being a more experienced Rotarian. And these are, I think we say you need to do at least 7 of these in order to become a full-fledged member. 7 of the 9, but if you count here, there are actually more options than 9. But you should go through that list and work on ticking those off as time goes on. Back to the opening menu, we have a couple of different club directories you can look at. And these are handy to to help you learn who the other members of the club are. One of them is the club photo directory, and this is pretty handy to peruse, so you can associate names with faces of the club members. Going back to this, if you actually want to print this out, I'd recommend you use the use the eDirectory Reports option, because this will let it come out in a little bit more nicely formatted fashion. I did want to mention the club documents. We collect a number of documents out here for reference by the members of the club. One is general information, and you can open this up by clicking the little menu item over here. The bylaws of the club are pretty interesting and probably worth reading through once or twice. There's a website overview, and this is a more in-depth version of what I'm giving you right here for information purposes after you've become a little more familiar with things. The board minutes and reports are all the minutes of the board of directors collected over the past several years, so you can go back and see what's been going on in the club from a board of director perspective. LOTG stands for our big fundraiser, Lobster on the Green, and the committee is quite a large committee involving many members of the club, so we keep the committee minutes available for review up here on the main website. Then lastly, website instructions are really more advanced topics for directors and members of the senior staff of the club. But those are things you can read through if you really are interested in it. All right, going back to the opening menu. I'll point out that you can log out once you're done with this page up at this point, and we can go back to the main page. And there was one other item I didn't mention that I meant to, and that was the no, I did mention that, I'm sorry. Okay, now I'm going to shift over to a slide presentation so we can go through a few other topics that involve logging on to other sites. And since I don't have Pat's login information, I'm just going to go through this from a point of view of the slide presentation. So once again, connecting to almost everything from our main site, we can get to the San Diego District site, which is a link here at the top of the page. Clicking that link will get you to the Rotary District site, 5340. And here you can log in if you choose. You don't have to log in, but if you choose to log in, it's the same credential information that logs you into our club site. Some interesting things that you can do are to visit other club websites in the district. You can find a club, and this can be any club in the district. If you just know part of the name, you can search for it. Or if you know other Rotarians or you suspect they're in the area, you can search for them in the Find a Rotarian. And I'll quickly click into this. So you can search on a basis of all clubs. You can give just partial names or even a classification, and you can search through all of the San Diego area to see if you have associates or members that you may know from past experience. Okay, now quickly going to the Rotary International, we have a link from our main site, and I've scrolled down here so that we can just see the lower part of the page, and you can click either on the word Rotary International or this icon, Light Up Rotary. And by the way, this icon will change every year, so if it's been a while since I've done this, you may see a different icon here. When you click into this, you'll come to the opening page of the Rotary International website, which you'll see is called Rotary.org, and this is the English language version. And here you have the opportunity to log in as well. Now, Rotary International requires that your email is the thing you use to sign in, and the first time you go here, you'll have to register with Rotary International, associating yourself with the existing club data. And so once you click on My Rotary, you bring up the sign in or register page, and you'll get a screen that looks something like this, which simply asks for your first and last name, your email address. You should indicate that you're in a Rotary club, and there are some others like Rotaract or the some of the other support clubs that you're in. If you start typing the word Fallbrook, you'll see an option to pick a couple of different sites. In Fallbrook, we are the just plain Fallbrook site, not the village. And member ID. Now, this member ID is something that appears in your My Member data, which I showed you how to get into it a little earlier, but I didn't actually point out that ID. It is in that set of menus under there. So if you're going to sign in here, you'll have to first collect that piece of information, your member ID. All right, once you're logged in, you'll have an opportunity to give, and one of the main reasons people go out to Rotary International is to provide their first several donations, perhaps, to Rotary. And it isn't required that you do this online, but it's more convenient if you want to just use a credit card. You can do this online, and you will click the Give button. Now, one of the things that Rotary prides itself with, and our club in particular, is something called Every Rotarian Every Year, and I'm going to show you how to do that particular donation. And basically what it says is that every Rotarian in our club is expected to donate at least $100 a year to the Rotary Fund. And this is an easy way to do it. And what a lot of people will do is set up a recurring payment that's maybe $10 a month or maybe $25 a quarter, and then you've met the minimums. And then any further donating you want to do above and beyond that is just to your discretion. The other donation that I should mention for new members is new members are encouraged to become a Paul Harris Fellow. And through our club and our district, a $250 one-time donation is matched by the club, and then that amount is then matched by the district to build it into a $1,000 donation. So everyone's encouraged to do that. At the moment, our club is maintaining a 100% perfect record on both of these donations, and so you're encouraged sometime in your first year to initiate these donations. And they can both be done this way, but you should talk to the endowment chair in the club to make sure you do the Paul Harris donation correctly, because I'm not going to cover that here. I'm covering E-Ray. So you'll click on this Give Now button, and the recommended fund for this basic donation is the annual fund share, which supports activities in our club and our district. So this gives us the most bang for the buck, and we encourage everybody to at least do their basic donation to that fund. You can actually pick any of these, however. Then hit the Continue button down here, and you'll bring up your Enter Gift Details. And I'm showing here the method of giving $25 on a quarterly basis, which will meet the $100 annual gift. And then when you proceed with this, you will be prompted for your credit card information, as you typically are on any online purchase. So I won't go through that specifically. The other thing that most people want to do out here on the Rotary website, the Rotary International site, is to see the donor history report. And once you're logged in, you have this basic menu up at the top, and if you select Manage, or you just mouse over the word Manage, this menu will pop up. And then within that menu there's a Reports selection. And if you select that, you will bring up the Foundation reports and contributions. Also, it's a short menu of one item. You'll notice the donor history report is the only item. And then they bring up another thing, and you say, yes, I really want to do the donor history report, my single item menu selection, and you'll bring up your report. And you'll notice here I'm showing my report, and so I'm now meeting the minimum donations of $250 to the annual fund for Paul Harris, and also $100 annually for the every Rotarian every year. Okay, that's pretty much it. I can go back to the website. If you choose to, you can stay logged in, or you can log out. And a lot of the browsers will keep you in a logged in state on the main page anyway. But usually, to get back into the Club Runner private page, you'll always have to log in again because the logins time out. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you.